quadruple sculls.
It's not been a great season for Germany, but pride is at stake, and this is, as far as they're concerned, their event. So they're going to be doing everything to do that, to win this. But you've got Karsten now in the Belarus boat. Karsten, who is the Olympic champion in single sculls. She's been doubling up. She did the single, came second, and she's now in this Belarus quad, trying to help them to get into the medals.
Rebecca Romero for Great Britain, sitting behind her, Kath Dranger, Olympic silver medalist in Sydney, then Sarah Winklis, who's hopefully over the back ponies forever, and Alison Mowbray in the bow. And they're pretty well alongside the Germans. There's qalqili-kowalski in the stroke seat. Of course, she was with Katrin Boron last season, winning the double sculls, but come in to replace her sister.
They're very unusual for them to be sort of trailing at this stage here. They like to get out in front and watch the scene from a good front row position. But here they are sitting in the back. It's Ukraine, though, who've been really dominant during the season, who are leading this field and moving very well indeed. They are just about a canvas up now on Belarus.
Yes, they've been very, very convincing, the Ukraine. But Belarus, they've been getting a little bit closer. And as I mentioned right at the beginning, Dan, in the introduction, much the quicker in qualifying for the final.
Absolutely. And look how well they're sculling together. Their sculls perfectly together there. They sit quite upright. They're big, big women, big athletes. And they're moving their boat along very well indeed.
And through the first quarter, and there's not very much separating the whole field. Certainly the Ukraine with the advantage, but it's all to play for. As you see Kolesnikova there in the stroke seat for the Ukraine.
They're very long, Ukraine. They like to stretch right out, and they rate low. They're down around 34 strokes a minute. And you can see, though, moving the boat very, very effectively. There's no check in the boat at all. It's just running beautifully along, no check. And that really is the sign of very, very nice boat moving.
Belarus, well, this is a different combination to the quartet that finished 9th a year ago. And at the moment, they're well there with the Australians, whose best finish in recent times was the 3rd they got in 1998 in Cologne. Amber Bradley there in the stroke seat. What a season she's had. She's won national titles in the single sculls, the double sculls, the quadruple sculls, and the 8, would you believe it?
That's quite a record. That's quite a record at home. But how is she going to do on this international stage? She's leading a crew very well. They're right up there, leading the former world champions, Germany, who are over there on lane 5. Great Britain in lane 6, but still tracking close with the German crew.
And the Danes are certainly not out of it. They're all alongside us in lane number 6. Just going back to the Australians, interesting there that they're coached by Alan Bennett, who is British and has been out there, whereas the British are coached by Paul Thompson, who's Australian. So some swaps going on there in the coaching ranks.
And a lot of rivalry to go with it, I think.
So the Ukraine still the World Cup champions with the advantage, and now into the second half of the race when the pain really starts to build and the legs are starting to burn. Maybe not as much as they will in about 500 meters time, but the Ukraine haven't got away, Dan.
No, Ukraine are being pulled back, and they seem to be labouring a lot there. They're very low with their rating. They're about 32 strokes a minute now, and Australia are now just past and out in front. That's great sculling from Australia in the second 500.
So the Australians now beginning to just get a little bit of an advantage now, but everybody's pretty well in a line. Now look at the bow of that number 2, the blue boat, the German boat, now beginning to move in this, the 3rd quarter of the race. Have they been biding their time? Because they're now beginning to move to great purpose, and Qalqili-Kowalski is asking her teammates, Manuela Lutz, Marita Schultz and Peggy Valeska, to now lift the rate to go after the leaders, Australia.
Well, Germany came in that last minute and a half. Germany came from really being almost last in the field, length and a half behind Ukraine, have gone right past. It's been a phenomenal second 500 there for Germany, and they have gone right through the field and are now up almost level with Australia. That was an extraordinary third 500.
Yeah, 135.71 for Australia, 136.11 just posted there for Germany. And watch out for the Danes as well, Dan, because they're not out of this. They're on the near side. They've just been biding their time, I think, because they're right on the premises at the moment. They're in that great line for third place as it is for the moment. But here are the Australians. Donna Martin in the bow, then Dana Faletitz, and then Sally Ann Robbins and Amber Bradley. Can they keep this going? Just having a little look there. Donna Faletitz to her right to see where the Germans are. Now she can see them very clearly, that Germany are really coming up to challenge now for the advantage in this, the final quarter of the race. And they're doing all their best work where it matters most now. This is a fantastic and very different race plan to anything we've seen for such a long time, Dan.
Very impressive for Germany, very impressive, but Australia is still in the hunt there, doing very well indeed. It's only half a length there, but they're in a good position there but it's now coming up on the inside. There's Denmark. Denmark have made a big late challenge. They've moved past Australia. Australia holding on to third, but can they hold off Belarus? Belarus coming as well.
What a wonderful finale. Germany almost there. Denmark still trying to close on them and still finishing fastest of all the crews. Belarus getting there. They're out of picture. It's going to be very close between Belarus and Australia for the bronze medal position. But the Germans retain their title. Denmark a splendid second, and indeed Belarus do overhaul the Australians in the final few strokes of the race. But that picture there, the Germans as champions, is one I couldn't have imagined a couple of weeks ago. And the Ukraine last across the line. Surely this one deserves a rewind. So joy for these four superb athletes, and a weight off the shoulders of their coach Jutta Lau in what has been a truly testing season for the German sculling squad.
Yeah, very, very professionally put together in the end, and they continue their domination.